Dave Cooper is the co-founder and host of Dave Cooper Live. Dave is a super connector in the global industrialized construction sector who has built a multimedia highway of case studies featuring industry leaders who drive business forward. As host of the live streaming Dave Cooper Live show, he has interviewed close to 2,000 professionals in the ecosystem of the built environment, including the largest construction companies, C-suite executives, fabricators, supply chain experts, and startups. Dave is a community builder where membership is inclusive and viewers are encouraged to participate in the conversation. Dave has spent the last 5 years touring smart cities, net zero master planned communities, manufacturing facilities, skills training academies, job sites, and more, seeking out the emerging building products, technology, and advanced building processes around the world. His award-winning work has been featured in dozens of outlets, including the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, and Forbes. Before becoming a custom home builder, Dave served as a combat medic in the U.S. Army. During the pandemic, he took the Dave Cooper Live show on the road, living full-time in a motorhome with his wife and 3 children, that is a feat, as they traveled throughout the United States. Please welcome Dave Cooper.
All right, welcome. Thank you, everybody. We can't have any of the collaboration and grow our community without all of you, so thanks for taking time out of your busy schedules to come here today. Howick Autodesk, thanks for hosting. So, as you can see, I had to cut this down from like 50 slides to 32. I got a lot of notes. I'm going to take you on a whirlwind tour of what it's like to be in the world of Dave Cooper Live. So today we're going to talk about megatrends, and there are plenty of mega people talking about the megatrends that are out there. So with that, we are going to be talking about how businesses expand their global footprint, and they are getting laser focused on local strategy, paying attention to cybersecurity, national security, sustainability, and resilience. So today with that, we're going to be sharing just a small tidbit of what it's like maybe in about a week of my time interviewing people from around the world. And many of these people are talking about mega trends. And yes, I am going to talk fast. If I'm going too fast for you, I think Jim Gabriel said, or somebody said, raise your hand. I'll try and slow up, but I got a lot to cover. So with these megatrends, we have people talking about climate change, technological disruption, demographic shifts, as well as fracturing worlds and social instability. So most of us in this room are building buildings where people can thrive, not just to survive. And I think that is so important as we move forward in this conversation. We're going to start off with Bryden Wood today, the Forge. This is in London, and this is a massive example of addressing megatrends with a local solution with practical applications such as productization and standardization. This building was designed and constructed to be deconstructed, and that is delivering to the promised circular economy that we all believe in. If you want to learn more about what they're doing, they have the Construction Innovation Hub as well as the platform rulebook. So check them out. Maybe you're not ready to build something so big. Well, how about this company? We can reduce, reuse, repurpose, and recycle. They are using robotics and AI to remove wood, the nails, the screws, the staples from lumber. It's analyzing the lumber, it's cutting out the bad pieces of the lumber, and then you can reuse it right away on your job site. This is a mobile application. So think about if you're tearing something down, you want to have this here, and you can reuse it locally. Now, maybe not such a big deal on paper, but Timber HP, American-made, renewable, biodegradable, non-toxic wood fiber insulation. Big deal. It is a big deal, and I'm going to tell you why. Because this is being used around the world. Guess what? Finally, somebody here, just north in Maine, has brought this product to market, and it's something that we should all be looking at because it is a sustainable solution that we can all be using. Watching the grass grow. That's a cool factory, right? That's not a rendering. Watching the grass grow. So a bunch of SpaceX engineers asked themselves a simple question: what's the fastest way to pull carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and lock it away? Their answer: cultivate the fastest growing grass on Earth and invent new production technology, starting with panels made from grass. That's a real factory, and they are doing it. They have come up with the fastest perennial growing grass ever created in the world. And they also recently partnered with D.R. Horton to come up with other building products. What if we mixed wood with concrete, right? Then you would have the Ascent building. This is a 25-story luxury apartment building. It is the world's tallest hybrid mass timber structure built in Milwaukee. Now, 19 stories of mass timber, over 6 stories of concrete with a concrete core for stability. The project manager on this, I want to give her a shout out, is Taylor Cabot. She is definitely one to watch, so look out for that name. This is one of the projects. She has done several of these now across the United States. What if we mix wood with technology? Then you would come up with Mercer International, who is a global forest products company with operations in the US, Germany, Canada, and Australia. And they've also just acquired the Katerra plant. Raise a hand, who heard of Katerra before, right? Well, there's a lot of assets out there, and they actually were the ones that bought the CLT plant out there, and they created Mercer Mass Timber. They're growing even further. They actually bought Structurlam as well. So with all that, they are focused on building products and solutions for high-performance, low-carbon buildings. This stuff is real. It's happening. British Offsite. Who believes in crawl, walk, and running when they're doing their business, right? Show of hands. It's usually the best way to go, and they are ones that have proven it. So Weston Homes tested panelized construction with subsidiary British Offsite before opening. It's roughly, I think, 175,000 square foot new manufacturing facility with a zero labor line from Randec. What's important about this? They gave Sean Weston, third generation, upcoming CEO of the company, a small space in the warehouse because he said, I can do this better. He created a panelized system, and it's not just a simple panelized system. It's a cold form steel panel, fully insulated glass, and the way they put it up is amazing. They can be building on the second floor, and people can be moving in on the first floor. That's how fast it is and how they've increased the production. So let's move on to FortiPro and Samsung. Who knows Samsung? Raise a hand. Technology, right? How many people knew that they're actually one of the largest, if not the largest, general contractor in the world? Everybody seen the building in Dubai, the real tall one? Yeah, that is Samsung. Well, they have just formed a partnership with FortiPro, and they plan to launch and operate modular construction factories around the world. Let's say you don't want to go around the world. Let's say you don't want to be global. Let's say you want to be local. Well, as Cubby calls it, we're going to serve the glocal economy with a G. All right, so delivered by QB, their plan is to deliver turnkey transportable fabric factories close to the job site, and they're going to build cities in days, not years. An early mantra of ours was connect, grow, deliver. Some of these folks are actually in the room right now. And Mod Logic, Design Logic, Jim Gabriel's out there. You should check them out. I saw Roger Krulak. You know, they have a partnership now from Full Stack Modular, IQ Modular, Rengley, you know, P4 Collective House. These are companies that are expanding and using the crawl, walk, run approach, and they're partnering with other companies, or they're growing new companies within their companies to take it to another world. Why is this important? We always hear about the headlines that report the crashes and the failures. But if you look around this room, you might be sitting next to your future coworker, future collaborator. You just don't know, maybe even a partner in your business. SWS panels, and you can look at the numbers up there. This is a friend of mine, Diego, out on the West Coast. Diego Rivera, he has the best quotes ever, and I want to share them with you. He says, more sweat, less saliva. Trust your process so you can trust your people. He also often says, digital transformation is a tool, not a strategy. He does talk a lot, but the proof is in the numbers, for sure. California-based SWS Panels is fabricating panel solutions for the industrialized construction market. And what else did he do? He created his own design fabrication software, and a lot of people want it. Guess what? His software, you don't even have to speak English, German, Polish, it doesn't matter. It's color-coded. Anybody can come work for him and build those panels. It's an amazing operation that they run. Let's continue on software, right? Let's talk about software that benefits people and the planet with Modulize, who believes that offsite construction is humanity's best answer for tackling one of the biggest sustainability challenges facing the world today, the way we build. So we can read, Modulize is a procurement platform for constructors and manufacturers that provides automated takeoffs, cost estimation, collaborative tendering, and bid generation. This one I got to read verbatim coming up, ARCs. Anybody in here heard of ARCs before? Well, you're not watching my show. You should be watching the show. All right, so listen, ARCs. AI-driven real estate analytics platform that automatically underwrites the future potential of millions of properties in advance, enabling developers, investors, and agents to source and evaluate optimal investment and development opportunities in seconds. So all that financial modeling you're doing, all that due diligence that normally takes dozens and dozens of hours and done by highly paid professionals, this just leveled the playing field so that developers who don't have access to the talent can lean into this software, understand the regulatory and market forces of that area, cut costs and time, and actually build something in places that desperately needs housing. And they say it best. ARX is on a mission to catalyze the development of an equitably built world, bringing technology, social equity, and sustainability together. This is another example of cutting waste. The wasted time, the wasted resources, and figuring out if a project will pencil. This is a cool thing. You should write it down for sure and check them out. And you can understand why I had to read that. That's a lot to get right. So let's talk about technology. The smart factory of the future includes Industry 4.0 and IIoT, the Industrial Internet of Things, technology to reach full factory potential. So the future of work. It includes ensuring the quality and safety of our employees, right? Smart connected factories can streamline the production processes and increase overall efficiency. Anybody ever see this guy? Buckminster Fuller, right? Gotta love it. So he really does say it best. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Now, we all know change is hard, and nobody likes change. Fewer of us want to change. So why would anyone really want to shift from traditional site-built construction to prefab? Is it convenience of the megatrends and how the industrialized revolution can actually change many of the ways they think? So we got climate change, technological disruption, right? Demographic shifts, fracturing worlds, social instability, all of these things. And this is one of my favorite slides as well from Steelbox, right? No one wants it if it's ugly. Nobody. I don't want it if it's ugly or if it's poorly designed. Solving for affordable housing with design and construction solutions that people can be proud of. That is one way to leverage the power of prefab and embrace social equity. Give people things that they'd be proud to live in, right? Sustainability and profitability. So, who's going to build these beautiful things? Get your pens out. This is a good one. Anybody hear of Stacks and Jewels before? Love Stacks and Jewels. There you go, back there. So Stacks and Jewels is a project-based learning, job placement, and career development program dedicated to positioning tech-marginalized youth and adults to fill critical labor shortages in the building automation and energy management systems industry. They are a nonprofit workforce development program, and they are working in overlooked populations. That is awesome. Who else is building it? Navy SEALs. Imagine building your house while you're getting deployed all the time. You're in a combat zone, and they're dealing with site contractors. They said we had enough. Agorist actually brought in technologists. They opened a factory in Southern California, and they are building houses today. A bunch of Navy SEALs. I highly suggest not ticking them off. They also like to work with NASA, too. So they're working. And if they work with NASA, you'd have more Navy SEALs. This is bot built, and they're doing amazing technology to make housing more affordable. That's right, NASA is in on this as well. Who has the coolest neighbor in the world? This guy, right? You walk outside, and there he is power washing his house, you know, with drones. It comes to find out that he's also very big in the agricultural market as well. Think Super Bowl, you know, stadiums, post-COVID eras that we live in and having to sanitize things. That's what they're doing. Guess what? He opened his garage door. He has a self-built autonomous flying car in his garage. He graduated from 3rd grade only and left the Amish community as a young person. He has the desire to develop solutions for the problems that he's seeing surround him. That's cool, right? This is a cool one. I know Autodesk is already going to like this one. Meet IronBot and TieBot. They are cutting the installation of rebar in half. That's right. Not 70%, 50%. They're cutting it in half, not 25%, I should say. So with that, they are starting to show the future of what robots in construction can do. And it doesn't take jobs from people. It allows these guys, instead of hurting their legs and their knees, to be working on more important things while they're out there. So what does the modern, materials look like? This is GeoShip. Anybody see GeoShip before? Right? They're making bioceramic domes. They believe that these fireproof, hurricane-proof geodesic domes are the post-climate change house of the future. World of smart homes. This is cool. They're taking old school technology, clay and bricks, and they are making panels from them. And not only are they making panels, I'm going to read this to you. They're offering fully automated manufacturing of prefab walls made of bricks, aerated concrete, and sand-lined bricks. The system integrates existing prefab technology for the highly efficient installation and operation of these homes. The most sustainable building ever to be built is the one that does not have to be built again. Right? That's what they believe in. These walls integrate all the wiring harness, prefab stairs, exterior cladding. You want to check them out. We're almost done. Vantum. Anybody hear of Vantum out there? All right. Vantum's coming on fast. They're coming out of South America. They just bought Affinity Building Systems, and they are backed by Breakthrough Energy. Well, who's Breakthrough Energy? Oh. Who's Breakthrough Energy with, right? That's Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson, just to name a few. And they are known for their panel technology, which is cementitious board that's resistant to fire, moisture, insects, and mold. And they have a formula for building net zero energy efficient structures. And they are looking at doing 1 million square foot worth of factories. 20 of them coming up soon. All right, 3D printing. I'm going to cut it off here in a second. 3D printing, we got to talk about it. It is making a lot of ground and a lot of progress. We are finding them traveling the world in underserved areas where you don't have Lowe's, you don't have Home Depot, and they are testing the soil everywhere they're at so you can use the local resources and not have to ship it around. They're also working with NASA and Moondust. My last one. Who knows this building? Yeah, right. That's the Apple Park office building. Who knew that Clark Pacific, this is the largest structural precast building ever built, they think. 2.5 million square feet of panelized structure, the Apple building. So Clark Pacific has did the architectural and design on these. Where can you find all these resources, right? They're sitting here in the room next to you. So all of the conversations that we have around the world are informed by all the people sitting in this room and others. So we can't do what we do. I'm a megaphone for the industry. You guys are doing all the hard work out there. You're putting it together. My job is just to share that so we can all collaborate and come together. So we have people like Marty Corrado. I don't know, is Marty here today? He's not a Megatrend, but he's definitely a mega personality. Jamie Johnson, Phil Langley, the folks at Bryden Wood. You know, and then you got, Trudy Solly, Martin Fenn. There are people around the world that are willing to share their knowledge. Amir, you'll be up here talking as well. So with that, all I can say is these people in everyday conversations talk about climate change, technological disruption, demographic shifts, fracturing world and social instability, and they're fighting hard to tackle the digital waste so it doesn't lead to the physical waste. Thank you, Amy. That is your comment, and I took it from you. And thanks to all of you. So listen, please keep inspiring the next generation to follow in your footsteps. Become a mentor to the next generation. Open the door for them. Listen to them. Support them on their journey, because if you look around this room, we need the younger people in this industry, and we can all make a difference and make it happen. Thank you. That's a lot.
We have a moment. Are there any questions for Dave? Anything that came to mind? Otherwise, I do have one. All right. So, Dave, you've been to thousands of job sites now, thousands of manufacturing facilities. You're seeing massive, examples of industrialized construction happening everywhere around the world. One of the things that we still know is still a challenge in our industry is sort of that cultural mind shift, right, around and really embracing these new ways of working. Do you see it changing?
I do see it changing. In fact, I see it changing faster than it has before. With the lack of skilled labor, the legal lawsuits that come out of using unskilled labor, and I think a lot of the bigger builders, globally are starting to realize, the value of offsite construction, right? It's not about how do we do less, right, with more, or how do we do more with less is what they're all looking at. We're not taking jobs away, we're creating jobs in what we do. And I think, as I look at technology shifting, and I look at like so many people out here that are saying, all right, this technology already exists. How do we use it in our business? That's the key to all this. A lot of this stuff we don't have to reinvent. We just need to use it for our own industry. So I don't know if that answered your question, but it is changing, and I think, you can tell by the amount of people in this room.
Absolutely. So the liminal point is here. We're there. I love it. Thank you so much, Dave. Really appreciate your time.
Thanks, everybody.